We just got our first trailer the other day for the CGI live action Mufasa the Lion King movie. And I have some thoughts and I'm curious to know yours. So let's go. You know, my hype for this movie when it was announced was like a 5, mainly because I just love this story. The old Disney cartoon versions were and still are my favorite Disney classic cartoons. And when they released the live action remake a few years ago, man, I was not feeling it. It looked cool. It was awesome to see the lions fighting. But like most people, the lack of emotion shown in the faces of these animals just didn't work for me. I didn't feel the same trauma when Mufasa died like I felt when I was a kid. And you know, I guess my hype is now at like a 7 or 8. With this prequel movie, I think it continues to look like a beautiful and well-crafted film visually. It's crazy detailed. The animals look amazingly real. Imagine the action scenes will be pretty epic. The story in this one is also catching my interest. Rafiki narrating throughout the trailer says, "Beyond the mountains and the shadows, on the other side of the light."
This story begins far beyond the mountains and the shadows, on the other side of the light.
So this prequel isn't taking place anywhere near Pride Rock, at least in the beginning, which could be really cool. Maybe we see Mufasa set up the perimeters of the Pride Lands and the Badlands, and we see how that feud may have began. I do wonder how much inspiration will be taken from The Lion King 2, outside of the characters, because we know that Blue Ivy, Beyonce's daughter, will be voicing Kiara, and then also with this other group of lions who are a bit more grayed out, like in the second cartoon, to kind of differentiate the two groups. And I did get a bit of Lion King 2 vibes when the two cubs are jumping on top of the hippos, kind of like when Kovu and Kiara are jumping over the crocodiles. But the way that the hippos are spurting out the water kind of at the same time tells me that this is most likely going to be a musical sequence. So my thought is that this movie may have a mix of the old Lion King 2 with the story of Mufasa being kind of weeded in there, because we know that the story of Mufasa is being told to Kiara via flashbacks. Now, although I am looking forward to seeing this, I think the same problem comes up as the last film. With this live action style of Lion King movie, it's still lacking that kind of emotion in the animals' faces. Now, obviously we can tell when they're mad or have been pissed off because they show their teeth. And there is this little snippet of who I think is Mufasa as a cub, showing a bit of emotion and being surprised. But other than that, there really isn't much to go off of. And that makes me feel the emotion in the movie a whole lot less. Also, it doesn't look like we'll be getting James Earl Jones back to be voicing Mufasa, which is a shame, but kind of makes sense if we're following a younger Mufasa for at least majority of the movie. And that's what I hope for, honestly. I think the best bet to do in this movie is to really focus on Mufasa, not so much to retell the story of the second cartoon and give us a story that we've already seen. I think some reservations are already being had by folks, so doing a unique story about a loved character could at very least cause enough intrigue to put butts in seats. So what did you think about this trailer? Are you gonna go see it? Do you think this movie is gonna make the same box office profit that the first one did? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button too, so you can stay updated on future videos. I appreciate you coming through, listening to me talk about Mufasa, the Lion King, and I'm gonna tell you again, stay geeked up.